Well, the regional centre of Armidale in New South Wales will enter a snap lockdown from 5 p.m. this evening after two people tested positive to COVID-19. For more on this, I'm now joined by the Mayor of Armidale, Ian Tiley. Good afternoon to you, Ian. Thank you very much for joining us. Our residents are just 2 hours away from a week-long lockdown. How are you feeling? Has this come as a shock?
It's disappointing, but really not all that surprising given what's happening elsewhere in the state. We've been concerned for a few days about positive sewage testing results, and on the 3rd of August we had a high-level positive COVID fragment detection. Then, of course, today we have two confirmed cases, one from a Newcastle cluster and a young person from there brought it up and transmitted it to another person in Armidale. So, yes, we have a snap lockdown.
So what does this mean? First of all, let's look at your local testing clinics. Will they be ramped up in the coming week?
Already fairly extensive. We've got two good locations in Armidale itself, one at the airport and one at the pathology location. But we're urging people, if you've got the slightest of symptoms, get tested. But the most important message is I appeal to people to stay at home and protect yourselves and your families. And we'll come through this. This community's come through droughts, floods, bushfires in recent years, and here's another challenge. But we're a resilient community and we'll stay strong and we will come through this.
Yeah, resilience is often the word we use for our regional cousins. I know sometimes perhaps it's not the most popular choice of word, but that's exactly what you are. What is the attitude of local residents at this point in time, and how do you think they will respond in the days ahead?
My feeling is that we've been on edge for some time. As I said, it's not really surprising that this has happened. And I detect a resolve, if and when it did come, that we would stand shoulder to shoulder and fight it. And that's what I'm sure people are going to do. It's a great community. It's an Armidale. It's a city with a university, and we've got something like 65 to 70 different nationalities living in Armidale, and we're very proud of that. So, onwards and upwards, we're going to fight this tooth and nail.
Yeah, absolutely. What about schools for the week ahead? What is the plan there? Obviously, the advice is to stay at home, but that can't always be the case for all families.
Our state parliamentary representative, Adam Marshall, is also the Minister for Agriculture, has put out a media release today saying that schools will be closed for the next week, and I strongly support that. As I said, staying at home is the key.
So do you think enough has been done, it's quite a broad question, but has enough been done to contain the virus to protect those living in regional areas, or was this really going to be a matter of time?
I've always felt it was a matter of time. I've been saying to people for a long time now, act as if you yourself have got COVID and keep away, keep your distance, use your QR codes, do all those things that are just common sense. But inevitably, and we've seen this in other parts of the state, people do the wrong thing. And I believe that's very selfish, and it puts at risk really good people who don't deserve to be put at risk. So my appeal to all the people in the Armidale LGA is shoulder to shoulder, do the right thing, stay at home. If you feel a bit off colour, get tested straight away, and we'll come through this.
That was going to be my next question. What do you say to residents? Because here in Sydney, we've seen people and the frustration from the Premier, from the Health Minister, that, we have these rules in place, but people just aren't listening to them, hence why our numbers, particularly here in Sydney, are soaring so dramatically. What do you say to people? I mean, it is so important to stay at home.
It is. Look, I believe the wonderful Armidale community has really got that message loud and clear. And as I said, we've been sort of anticipating that this might happen and talking about it. I've got a son in Surrey Hills who's been effectively in lockdown with 3 teenage boys for 9 weeks. Now, we're going to cop a week if we do the right thing. We'll come through it in a short order. But I know that there's a degree of resilience and resolve in Armidale that we will get through this.
Absolutely. Stay inside, don't panic buy, take this week. And I tell you what, I can only hope that this is the end of it for you. Ian Tiley, thank you so much for your time. We wish you and the Armidale community all the best in the days ahead.
Very much.